they talk. Say my Yegun diary, they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street, they hawk. Still them talk, say, make we no talk. But thank God, say, my Yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. This is like a 90-minute Sunday sermon with Mayegun before the main program later today, if you are able to catch up with that. So share this. Read the caption of the broadcast, the description as well, and share it. In case if you are hearing it for the first time, it is because of where it happened. All right. The Boko Haram in Nigeria have killed 7 Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian army, including a lieutenant colonel. And surprising or unsurprisingly, people are now calling for the leverage or level down of the communities in the areas where these soldiers are killed. Do you know why? Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, just tell everybody that Mayegun today.
Lórí Facebook.
There is also this report. I don't know if you have heard it or not. I'm going to tell you if you have not. And if you have heard about it as well, I'm going to tell you again. And it is the news of some arrested Nigerian soldiers. And they were arrested for murder. And that is very clear. You know, the militarized zone, Eastern Nigeria. There were actually some soldiers that were that are standing trial or supposedly standing trial for killing innocent people in Eastern Nigeria. But do you know something? There is this publicly available allegation that the soldiers that were supposed to be on trial for murder, only those from the southern part of Nigeria, among them, remain in detention. Those from northern Nigeria, they have not only been freed, they have been returned back into the army to commit more murder. Thank you for today. And it is a Sunday sermon on Mayegun's Diary Political. It is a no-holds-bar session on Mayegun's Diary Political. So what that simply means is that if you are a snowflake, for example, right? If you are somebody who, who likes to be politically correct. All right? This is not for you. If you are one entitled madman or woman who feels like somehow in your own world, respect is not earned, it is like your right or so, please don't watch this video. Okay? If you are somebody who is very sensitive to, conversations like tribe, religion, and what have you, please don't watch this broadcast. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be offended. And that is going to be to my own satisfaction. Because the only people that will really get mad with this video and everything that's going to be said, they are those who are either directly eating from the crumb or eating the crumbs from these roads, or they would be crumb eaters who are waiting for their own turn. Now, a lot of us believe that somehow Nigerians they were somehow socially conditioned by a system that has mentally subdued them, and we're supposed to act as we were told. So until some of us felt like, no, we will question everything and everything. In the process of questioning everything and everything, we discovered that those who are asking you to be patriotic and all that, these are the worst of the worst unpatriotic elements any country could ever have. I know a lot of countries have their own different ethics, so I am talking about the crop of rogues in Nigeria. When you ask too much questions, you get tagged. And it is so unfortunate as well that majority of those who are their victims are also their defenders too. So it's a little bit complex. So before you come for people like me, telling us that we do not have home training or we lack proper upbringing, ask yourselves, would you say the parent of all these rogues in Nigeria that are looting the public resources that are meant for the general public for themselves, where their parents trained them to be thieves, to be cold-hearted murderers? Would you say the same parents that they put their pictures out there for you to celebrate, this is my mom, this is my dad, would you say those parents should be proud of their children, kleptomaniacs, bunch of thieves, if you haven't really normalized thieving and criminality in Nigeria? And that is where that social conditioning comes in. That's where that comes in. Okay, you are expected to see it as a blessing when your child becomes one of the popular rich criminals out there who has the cover of the state, as Nigeria is like structured. So before you come for us, I don't think anyone who is the parent, apart from Nigeria, where you have normalized the criminality, and a lot of you are waiting for a day you are going to rob the public, you're going to rob or kill people in order to make your parents proud of you. Okay, yeah, you are going to ruin the lives of children just because you want to make your parents proud of you. Yes, they are making their parents proud, but don't ever come for us who happen to be their victims anyway. So you might have been an unboot slaves, a sophisticated moron, kind of, somebody who goes school, who can read and write, but is dumber than a doorbell. You know what I mean, right? Don't come for us. We are going for those who have made it their career of ruining lives. Did you get that? And you dare not come and ask for respect for criminals simply because they are the ones making the arrest or making laws. So that is why I said, if you are joining the Sunday sermon, it is mostly raw. I say it the way I feel. Sometimes I can sound nice, and sometimes I can just sound angry. Do you get that? You do not. I mean, like I said, it is a no holds bar session, okay? Which means you do not police what people say or how they react to this. And that's why we always encourage a lot of you who are like closet bigots, who are like, what do you call it, religious slaves, who are like political voluntary slaves. A lot of people are, people have what they enslave themselves to different ways. It's just that that of what Nigerians subscribe to, the ombud slaves from that contraption, is really, really dangerous. That it is more. It is not limited to them. It also affects those who never really want to be part of it. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is this. All right. If you are a moral police, okay, the one that is always asking for respect for people because they are older, the advice for you is not to watch this broadcast. And if you have to, you will only be reacting because somehow, I'm going to say something that is going to hurt you. Yeah. Nigerians love to also cherry pick as well. They cherry pick what they think should be the real issue. This one will be issue, and that one be issue. Leave that one. Let us face this. Leave this one. Face that one. They love to cherry pick. Unfortunately, on Mayegun's Diary Political, we do not cherry pick. And that is why if you are one of those who secretly actually support any of the infraction that is happening in that contraption, you will react very soon. You're going to get offended. All right. And I will give you no apology. Now, if you now come out and complain, for example, try to say something in the comment, I will come harder. Okay. Because the purpose is to really get you mad. And that shouldn't be somebody who has been a regular on Mayegun's Diary Political. That should be for those who just stumble on this broadcast and feel like, oh my God, this guy is too. Now let's get to it. If you have heard this broadcast, let me say thank you to you once again, because it's so important that you do that. Okay, so important, so that you won't be the only person who is going to be consuming this message in the temple of truth today. So, brethren, I am welcoming you again to a new session or a segment of Sunday sermon. It is not much. It is shocking, but it is going to hit it right in the head as usual. Few days ago, yeah, we were here trying to help amplify the voice of the people of Okwama. The same people that the Nigerian army were doing, they did everything to make sure that they drowned their voice by pushing one single narrative, the narrative that is so watery today, but they should continue. All right? This was just a few days ago. Tens of people have been killed in this part of Delta State. The Nigerian army said they were reacting to the killings of 17 soldiers by yet to be ascertained or certified culprit. So they came out and said, the youth, that was the driving message. The youth of Okwama, they have killed 17 soldiers, including one colonel and 2 majors. How? They did everything to make sure that these people will never have the chance of telling their own stories. Okay? They also have been doing a lot to cover up the genocide. I am talking about the mass murder that the Nigerian soldiers are carrying out in Delta State, in Bayelsa State. So many people are homeless right now because the Nigerian military, they burned down their properties, burned down their homes. There were people burnt inside their houses. Vulnerable people that couldn't run when the crisis started. So what happened? They said Nigerian soldiers went to the place to go and mediate. This was the first message. They said the Nigerian army went there to go and mediate and broker peace between 2 communities fighting over land. They didn't tell anyone or anybody that it was about oil, and it is about oil bunkering, which the Nigerian army, Nigerian SC, NSCDC, Nigerian Navy as well as the Niger Delta terrorists there too, which they are in real business. They didn't say all of that. Oh, the news was just that, oh, the soldiers went there. They were not armed. They did not go with them. And suddenly the people just went after them and they just killed them. That was ridiculous. That was a pure white lie. What did they do? They wanted that to be the truth. But it didn't take long. The survivors. So what did they do? They said, this is what really happened. Nigerian army and whatever their other group there operating bunkering, stealing of crude oil and selling of Nigeria crude oil is a lucrative business among the people that are supposed to protect the resources. They are the real bunkerers. Now, we don't know what transpired between them. We don't know the takeover fight that started. That the people of Okwama, they received a contingent of Nigerian army, 17 of them, led by a colonel, who came in. He was entertained. They took him to their set, in what you can describe as their city hall, but it's the town hall. They took them to their town hall, entertained them in the local way, provided drink, provided cola nut, and all of that stuff. Then you that came to say you are here to inspect, to look around. Then the next thing you said you are taking their leaders away. And in protest, they're like, no, you can't. The next thing you started shooting. And right there within the hall alone, they said they killed over 25 people. Now, they did that just to escape the mob, but they couldn't take the leaders. So they left. They left alive while people ran and scattered everywhere. People that were in celebration mode when they received this robe. So they left. The anger that those people resisted them. You resisted army. How dare you resist army? We came here, we said we want to take your leaders. We said, no, how dare you? So they went back to reinforce. They reinforced, Baba, and they leveled the entire village, burning houses, everything, shooting and killing people right from the get-go. I have the video. The video is online. This is not a make-up story. When this boat arrived, only for the people of Okwama to now be hearing that the people that came and shoot gun at their town hall meeting have been killed, buried, some of them beheaded. How? How is that like in 2-3 days? But nobody wanted to hear them. They did not want it. If I was in Nigeria saying this, Nigerian army would declare me wanted. A young man who made a video and reported and said, this is what really happened. This is what happened. They declared him wanted as among the people who killed the army. And guess what? The children of perdition, the APC, Egbekegbe, the bloodthirsty, murderous, all political criminals, APC, Egbekegbe, they were asking the Nigerian army to level the village and kill everybody there. How dare the youth kill soldiers? How dare the youth? Man, people should begin to leave that place, so they should kill all of them. That was the whole story everywhere. And the Nigerian army were there killing them, of course. They went to a Bayelsa community, not far from that Delta as well, right? And they shot and killed over 100 people on the street inside the place. They said they were looking for the rebel leader or the militant leader that is suspected to have been behind the killing of the 17 soldiers. So there is a militant that killed 17 soldiers, not the youth of Okwama. Yeah, but the youth of Okwama too. This is the excuse that they have used to carry out a massacre, genocide in the Delta of Nigeria. And the state governor was barred from coming there. He was not allowed to come closer. the state governor, the media, everybody, bad. Yesterday, I saw the video, the images of the survivors of Okwama still still trapped in the forest. These are riverine communities. The military, Nigerian soldiers have taken over their waterways. All right? And according to them, this whole thing is all about oil. But we have been told it is one faction versus the other faction. If you go there to really talk to the people, you will realize that, you see this Nigerian army, they are terrorists in uniform. But let's put that aside, okay? Because this act of terrorism is two ways. Soldiers have been slaughtered in Delta, and hundreds of different TV programs, radio programs, articles on social media, in the papers, trying to speak for or against why the military should kill or not kill people in Delta, right? But they have slaughtered 7 soldiers between the, between Borno and Yobe states. Let me go check the name. They have a name for that junction, okay? So they say it is along the Biu Burata Ibu Niyari Yadi Road. I'll say that again. It's a long word, all right? Like combination of so many roads, okay? Within the same axis where these soldiers were slaughtered by the Boko Haram. Do you know that the Boko Haram alone, no, let me use all the round figure. Do you know that the Boko Haram, the ISWAP, the Fulani terrorists alone, they have killed more than 25, more than 2,500 security personnel in Nigeria, soldiers or police or what do you call it, civil defense or DSS, so all of this that have died in their hands alone. Policemen, where they die since in the last 12 years of this Boko Haram terrorism war, all in northern Nigeria, all of them in northern Nigeria. More than 25,000 Nigerian soldiers, policemen, NSADC, or what do you call them, slaughtered. And I'm talking about those who have been at the front or ambush, that where they call the theater. That's what they call it. They call it theater of, those who go to fight these terrorists. But what is now kind of not surprising is that I have not seen the Runu Nazis, the Yoruba Konus, what do you call them? The Ronukus. I haven't seen them call on the Nigerian army to go and level down and kill everybody in that community that Boko Haram killed soldiers. It was easier and convenient, Abi. We haven't heard that. So here is another one, which is also concerning. You know that generally a lot of you have not really reacted, or maybe you did not understand, you do not understand what it means to have repentant terrorists being absorbed into your military because they've repented. A lot of us have no idea what that simply means. Nigeria has no security. You see, this issue of being ambushed by terrorists up north, how intelligence, sort of, memos and all that, the movement of convoy, the movement of military and the rest of them, how they kind of get so easily to the hands of terrorists up north. While down south, the military or the army mostly, right? They are so lawless to the point that you sometimes will ask yourself, do they really have people who really kind of monitor what they do, especially in this, or do they have a mandate that they could do whatever they want, anything they deem fit they could do, where soldiers will enter a community, professional soldiers, not terrorists, and the first instinct is going to be to open the machine guns mounted on vehicles, Talking about gun cars or gun trucks. And you begin to open military grade weapons into civilian communities. And you call that military, or what do you call that? Soldiering. No, come on, that's terrorism. In your own country, like they will come around this community now, and then you'll begin to see women, children running. Some of them will die. And guess who are those shooting at them? Their own supposed soldiers.